A Friend in Need is mind-blowing writing that emphasizes the judgments. The plot revolves around the narrator and a man named Edward. The narrator was deeply inspired by Edward, but soon life taught him an important lesson. This storybook makes you eligible to make the right choices. A Friend in Need is a short story that was written by William Somerset Maugham back in 1924. The story was published in his collections of 1936. Summary. I'm just providing a summary of this story. The setting takes place in Japan during the 20th century. The narrator was reading some sort of newspaper and learned about the death of a man named Edward Hyde Burton. The narrator knew this man and introduced us to his reality. Who was Edward? Edward is a gentleman in the narrator's eyes. They both met each other at the club playing cards. The man looked fascinating to the narrator. Edward introduced Lenny Burton to the narrator. Lenny was the best card player ever Edward had witnessed. He was a man around 35. He was loved by many women. Lenny downfall. Lenny had a few bad habits that astray him away from success. He was wasting most of his prize money on drinks and other bad habits. His life slowly witnessed the downfall, and soon Lenny became bankrupt. He was hopeless and needy. He was looking for a job. He approached Edward and asked for a job. Edward asked Lenny about the skills except for playing cards. He informed him that once he was a swimmer. Edward sets a notice that he has to swim a river of 3 miles in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Lenny was not ready for this task. His body was not healthy to tackle such a workload, but he said yes. Ending. The next time, Lenny came for the swimming. He died while swimming because of drinks that destroyed him. The story ends when the narrator is in shock. He always considered Edward a gentle and kind man, but his real personality shocked the narrator. Literary analysis. The main central point behind this story is never to judge based on looks or appearance. The narrator was impressed with the appearance, look, and style of Edward, but his true nature shocked the author. He introduced the narrator to the hypocritical nature of society. Edward had no job for Lenny. He knew Lenny's physical condition but still allowed him to swim. He made fun of Lenny's poverty. Further, another great lesson from the story is that you never waste money freely. If we invest freely, our financial condition would be similar to Lenny's. Themes. The major themes from the story are hypocrisy. The narrator is shocked after finding the true color of Edward. He looked like a gentleman but was a bad guy who couldn't help anyone. Judgment. The narrator judged Edward on his looks but soon learned the lesson. You can subscribe my channel for more short summaries.